Halito and Great Grand Rising to us all. The House Judiciary Committee is meeting tomorrow. And as the head of the Black Panther, Eric Griffin, was stating, so this about everybody, that now is a good time for us to be able to demand and to see some really good change in terms of policy that goes on within the government itself. And being that our citizenship of so-called black people, so-called African Americans, which hopefully in time you can understand why you shouldn't be identifying with those titles, is a federalized citizenship. But that's a story for another day. It's imperative for us to be able to get people in front of this government to be able to speak on the behalf of the real people of this country. And one of the things that I would like to see, I should really be a person that's up there, and I should be fighting to get up. That's what we're fighting to do. What we're fighting and what we're moving forward in doing, I should say, is creating a collective that is going to represent all of the indigenous beings, the Aboriginal, Indigenous, American Indian, so-called black, so-called African Americans of this country. We will not see any real change until we as a collective come together and begin to start formulating one voice and a direction upon where we have to go with each other and with this government. We should be demanding that co-creation communities are set up all around the country, not in one spot, but all around the country. And these co-creation communities should have a right to self-determination upon themselves, meaning that they should be able to have a self-governing proponent to themselves where we're able to set up our own hospitals, policing, if needed. Our own, and policing is needed because we have to be able to protect ourselves. Our own governmental institutions to be able to represent ourselves. Our own education system, medical system, and anything else that is geared towards trying to make sure that we as a people are soulfully healed from within, so then that way we'll be able to make the right decisions from without. Protecting our kids, protecting our elderly, our elders. This is what we need to see when the House Judiciary Committee gets in there. We don't need any more of these turncoats or people who actually really don't know our history getting up there and representing us and giving us a false sense of things that are moving forward. The time is over. We need to get people to have an understanding of what we really need to do. And again, I am giving solutions to a problem that most people cannot figure out. Now, they figured it out, but there's a lot of people that are mixed amongst our own people that will prevent this from happening because they don't want to lose what they have. We have to have a right to self-determination outside of the governing system that we're in right now in order for us to actually have any kind of semblance of respect amongst ourselves, amongst our women, amongst our little girls, amongst our little boys, and amongst us as a people. Now, once we begin to formulate these co-creation communities, we can formulate a United Nations, a Congress, whatever you want to call it. That's what the Indigenous Nations of North America is all about. And then, from that, representatives are chosen from those co-creation communities, brought into the actual nationwide Congress, United Nations, and there is when we begin to start seeing that we can talk about our politics and what matters most to us. Because right now, anything that we do, we're talking their politics. And if we're talking their politics, we're talking their language. And if we're talking their language, we're not talking about us at all. Because next thing you know, that word minority comes in and everybody else is grouped in along with it. And again, you're lost in the sauce. We have to go back to the original civil rights movement, declarations and all the things that were done and that law in the 60s, right? And also the normal decolonizations, etc., and begin to start being able to formulate things to be done for ourselves. So when the Judiciary Policy Committee meets tomorrow, we need to be making moves on our own to get real people like myself, like a lot of other people, which names I'm going to be starting to bring up. I just got to get their permissions. Phoenix Moon is one. You got, like a Johnny Aboriginal. You got, a whole bunch of different people, right? I don't want to just, not name too many, not name anybody, Kerry Davis, all these kinds of people, right? So, to be able to bring the real truth about what's going on with our people to the forefront so that we can be able to have a solution like I'm talking about right now, solution conversations, in order for us to be able to move forward. You guys have a great day. I'm glad that you're here with me today, and I'm glad that almost 1,800 people, we almost got 2,000 people now that have joined on to INNA, the Indigenous Nations of North America, and the political scientists, talking solutions to our problems, as we have other people that are around us that are talking about our history, they're talking about our lineage, and they're actually really formulating a really great foundation for us to be able to go on. Love you guys. Have a great day. And most likely, I'll probably be talking to you again tomorrow. Peace. Great Grand Rising to us all.